Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We've got an exciting live stream for you guys tonight. We have got Power of Bourbon on with TJ and Chuck. I will bring them on in just a second. Just wanted to welcome everybody, let everybody get a chance to hop on here real quick and make sure everything's working out okay before I bring them on. We are going to do, they have sent me a blind flight. I have no clue what's in this flight, so we're going to see how dumb they can make me look. But they're a great channel, one that I absolutely love. Some of our Patreon members follow them as well. So I was excited to have them on. So I'll just go ahead and bring them on right now. We'll add Chuck and TJ. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, Lance.
How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Great.
Good, man. I'm excited for this. Thank you guys so much for sending me these samples and seeing how dumb you can make me look tonight.
You might surprise us. I don't know.
And, you know, TJ's wearing the right shirt. I'm wearing the right hat. I know Chuck's got a shirt that's set to the side. So, you know,
I got one as well. So
it's kind of hard to talk trash right now, but us Cardinal fans always talk trash no matter how good or bad we're doing. So,
yeah.
Let's see. We got a couple people joining here. Whiskey Nose from it's Marty with Whiskey Nose. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, go do so. And then we've got well, this guy's a Dodgers fan, but other than that, he's all right. It's Ed's in the house. What's up, Ed?
Hey.
Oh, look, he's already
giving me a hard time.
Yeah, he's already good grief. Anytime I can make Ed annoyed, I love it. So,
I do it quite well.
We got DMC in the house. What's up, brother? Thanks for joining us tonight. So yeah, I was excited when you guys reached out. I went and met Chuck for some drinks, and I love, you know, I was a smaller channel. I'm still a small channel, but Jason with Mash and Drum had me on, and I was super appreciative. And I'm all about helping other channels and just sharing positivity and sharing bourbon with good people. So I'm super excited to have you guys on the channel. If you haven't subscribed to Power of Bourbon, go do so.
And Chuck's dog wants to say hi too.
That's Gwen.
Drew C from St. Louis Bourbon Society. What? He's in St. Louis Bourbon Society. He's saying go Cubs. Man, it's rough. Beth Higgins is here. What's up, Beth? Cheers. Go Cards.
Yeah.
So guys, why don't you while we've got a minute, just tell us a little bit about your channel.
So we started this about a year ago. We had been 2 years ago. I got into bourbon because I lived down here in Louisville, and I felt like if I lived in Louisville, I better start learning to drink bourbon. And so getting into it, I realized doing it by myself wasn't very fun. So I started shipping samples to Brian and Chuck. And I went through that first, I think we did a flight of 30 or something like that through a couple months. And we decided that, you know, we really liked it. I had just won a Pappy 15 at a local raffle. So, of course, when I sent those first, immediately Chuck was like, let's just drink the Pappy. And I was like, we gotta work up to that. But yeah, so we were doing Zoom calls because we all live really far away. The other one is Brian, who's putting kids to bed right now. But it was just a way for us to stay in touch with each other, drink, and just kind of talk and hang out. And after about a year of that, we were like, why don't we just start recording and throwing it on YouTube and sharing with other people what we learn?
That's great, man. So did you guys know each other before? Like,
yeah. So Chuck and I were college roommates. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Good. Yeah. So how was it deciding you're going to do this YouTube? Have you ever done anything on YouTube before? Was this like your first thing?
Yeah. We'd no like real social media.
Okay. Okay. Well, congrats to you guys, man. Cause I get messages from a lot of people thinking about doing a channel, and they're like, you know, I don't know if I have the right camera, the right microphone, all this stuff. And I'm like, man, just jump, just do it. Like I started with just my iPhone pointed at me in the corner of my living room, and it was horrible. But you know, that's what's kind of cool about watching the evolution of your channel. Like if you go back to my early video, it's so horrible. In fact, I like started this channel. I thought I had this great idea. I was going to like blend bourbons together, and I was going to call it the Whiskey Tornado because there's blending bourbons, and it didn't do that at all. It evolved into something else. And, but it's really cool to like know the work that you've put into the channel, like, you know, learning Premiere Pro and learning about color correcting and audio and just everything it takes for some of these channels to get where they are. You appreciate all the subscribers they have because you know what they've put into it and how hard it is to get there. So I'm always just like so amazed by anybody who is brave enough to get on the platform, number one, because it doesn't matter who you are. You know, I always tell my trainers, not everybody likes strawberry ice cream, you know, so so you're always going to have some people that don't like you or, you know, are critical of what you're doing. And you have to have super tough skin to get on here and just really enjoy bourbon and do it for the love of bourbon. Because of all crowds of people, this crowd of people is like a bunch of teenage girls sometimes. So
yes.
so kudos to you guys for just jumping on and doing it. That's I'm always super impressed.
Well, thanks.
So yeah, I don't know if TJ, if you know, I know I've told Chuck this story, but I used to weigh almost 300 pounds and lost a bunch of weight, and then put my transformation on YouTube like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And that video went viral, and I started having a lot of people ask me, you know, for fitness advice. So I started fitness groups on Facebook before there really was any, and just help people for free. And so that kind of got me into YouTube. So this wasn't my first YouTube channel. I had a fitness channel before that, and then I started drinking bourbon and started getting chubby again. But still, but that's kind of how I got started in all of this. So
okay,
yeah. So what's next for you guys? What you guys got some cool videos coming up or anything?
So we are starting to, last year, just for fun, you know, at the end of the year, you always do your top bourbons of the year and everything like that. So this year we're really hounding down how we're going to do that. We really want to blind that off and then get a really good batch of everything we've done, and then just working with our Patreon members. So we're trying to set up the big thing that I'm doing, obviously, because, you know, Ed's our guy, is to get all the bookers this year. So at the end of the year with all our Patreon members, we're going to blind flight all the bookers to see which one's the best.
Oh, very cool. So where can they find you on Patreon?
Just patreon.com/Power of Bourbon.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Super easy.
Good deal. Let's see. Steve, what's up, buddy? Welcome, man. I met Steve at the event Monday night. Great guy. Marty's editing sucks. End of story. Yeah, man. I'm an old guy now, and it was hard. It took me, like, I spent an entire Christmas break just trying to figure out like the very basics of Adobe Pro. And but you know, the more you do it, the better you get.
Well, and the thing that kills me is, so like my real job is I'm a teacher and I teach engineering at the high school level. So like if it wasn't whiskey content, I could totally go over to our editing students and be like, hey, could you help me learn this? But I think showing up with bourbon content, it might be a much, I mean, it is Kentucky, so.
Yeah, well, that's true. You might just have to hire a college intern. All right. So, Chris Garrison's in the house. What's up, Chris? Cheers, buddy. I just sent Chris.
Cheers,
Chris on our last live stream won a Weller flight, the whole Weller flight, except for William LaRue Weller. He won all of them, so he just got those today. So, Chris, if you're drinking any, man, let us know what you're drinking and how it is.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Weller besides William LaRue, obviously?
So I've never had WLW. That's like one of my unicorn lists that I really want to. We keep hunting. Chuck can tell his stag story because that's pretty good. But I'd say 107 right now. 107,
yeah, 107 is good. What about you, Chuck?
That's the favorite on the shelf. I'm definitely hunting a full proof. Other than the William Lou Weller, of course, that would be the holy grail.
I don't know if you guys saw, I did a blind video with them, and I was so ready for CYPB to be the worst. I was sure of it. And I did them blind, and I liked it the best. I couldn't believe it. This from 2021. I've heard prior years were like a little too bitter and not that great. But the one I got this year, I thought was really good.
And if I remember right, those come off the top of the rick house too, which is kind of interesting.
Yep. Ed said, was that after the I don't know if you guys know about the epic bourbon hunting day, but it was not a good day for me.
Was he saying your palate was compromised?
Well, I don't even remember Ed leaving that day.
So either Ed's super stealthy or...
yeah, that's it. Ed's super stealthy. Sure. Yeah.
The silent assassin.
Right.
Never underestimate my sneakiness.
All right, guys, you wanna start this tasting?
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, they sent me 4 samples. So I got them right here. So I assume we're starting with we'll start with 1.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You guys already got yours poured?
Mm-hmm. And I got all the bottles lined up out of sight, so I can show you after you think. You know
okay. All right. So you want to reveal these, like do 1 and then reveal what 1 is, and then do 2, or do you want to wait till the end?
It's up to you. It doesn't really matter.
I think we can do the reveal individually because it's not like they're in a series, or it's not like if we reveal one, it's going to give away the rest of them. So
I know when I'm watching lives, like it seems like everybody waits till the end, and I hate waiting till the end to see what a lot of them are. Ed said, like a bull in a china closet. The nose on 1 is really good. Caramels, berries. I think I smell a little bit of grain in there though.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a craft distillery?
Nope.
It's not a craft distillery?
No, sir.
I thought Ed was telling you guys to send me craft stuff right off the bat.
And for those that do watch our channel, Brian had no part in this, so everything's safe.
So what's that mean? What does Brian usually do?
Brian, so the good thing about our channel too is we all have different price ranges. So Brian, the father of 2, was the sub 40 category. I think he's going to be sub 20 category now. Okay. So I take from whatever Brian doesn't touch to about 80, and then 80 plus is just Chuck, because he just, he's our whale. He just spends all the money.
Yeah.
And so Brian will send us things like one time he started the night off with American honey, and it just killed our palates, and he just thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So on the palate on this, it's weird. I got like almost like a grape and vanilla.
Yeah, definitely get vanilla and then some brown sugar.
Yeah, it's got a good peppery spice on the finish. If I had to guess the proof, oh man, what do you guys want me to guess? Everything?
Yeah, whatever you're willing to put out there.
I mean, I'm not afraid of looking stupid, so I don't care.
Well, I'll say if you ever have a competition, don't do proof guessing against Chuck. He's like spot on.
He nails it, huh?
Yeah, about a half a point.
Well, the only person I'm confident I can beat is Ed on these.
Unless it's Booker's, I'm sure he's got that nailed down.
Man, I don't have a guess on distillery because I feel like this, like I'm tasting a little bit of grain, like a little bit of youthfulness on it, just a touch. So, I mean, if I had to guess like an age, I would say like 4 to 6 years, but I don't know. If I had to guess proof, I would say around 110.
I don't think you're too far off on the age.
Nope.
You're a little young. Barely.
A little bit. What's up, Ben? Welcome to the chat, buddy.
We're all confident.
He's taken down Ed a few. Well, I think every time. I mean.
Oh man.
I guess I'll give a little bit away. I mean, to me, that finish, gives you that pepper spice that comes through on some of the higher rye bourbons. It reminds me a little bit of Barton, but it's not Barton.
Oh, okay. I could see it reminding me of Barton though, because on Barton I get a lot of the like I always say, especially on 1792, like the fruit syrup can, the syrup and the fruit cocktail is a note that if I taste, I like it instantly like makes me think of Barton. And those like kind of berry notes are in there on this.
I mean, I can be absolutely no help. You can't find this bottle in Kentucky.
Oh, you can't find it in Kentucky?
No.
So, like when I first tasted it, I was like, since I thought I tasted a little bit of youthfulness, but not bad, and I thought it was craft. I thought Starlight for a second, but that could have just been because we were talking about that before we started. The more I taste it, it does. I don't know. I think I might be a little high on the proof. I'm not sure.
Yep, you are.
Oh, am I? Is it around 100 proof?
Yep.
Okay.
Give or take 0.
Give or take 0. It's right at it. Well, if you can't find it, it's not like if you can't find it in Kentucky. I don't even have a guess on this, guys. I don't have a guess. I'd say 100 proof, and I would have guessed around 6 years old, but I don't have a guess on distillery.
So it used to be 6 years old, the release. Then they changed it.
Yep.
Oh, is it Heaven Hill?
Yep.
No, it is. Is it the 7? Oh, that really?
Yep.
Wow. I've had other bottles of that I absolutely loved and reminded me a lot of JTS Brown.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And like side by side, I still put Heaven Hill ahead of JTS Brown, but it was so close, and the price difference, I was like, I'll always buy JTS Brown. That doesn't taste as. It's so funny when you taste these blind, but I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah, this is one that. Chuck? Did you get it at Benny's up by you?
Yep.
Yeah, because you can't find this in Kentucky anywhere. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know if they actually distribute to Kentucky yet for this one. So when Chuck was like, "Hey, I found an extra bottle," I was like, "Yes, please."
Huh.
Yeah, I think this is really well balanced for 100 proof. I mean, it's at $40 or $45, whatever. If you can find it at that, like it's a nice pickup. Probably not worth hunting, but did I lose?
Can't hear him.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was just me. Normally, I'm the one with the connectivity issues. So, oh, we're taking over Lance's channel. Anybody else can still hear us. We have full run.
So I can give. I can give Ed a hard time. So Ed, I was shopping the other day and I found a Booker's on sale for $50, and it was 2017-03. Somebody had it on their clearance shelf here in Louisville.
Is it like a wine? Like they put it in a cellar to age it? Like what's this?
I guess. They were worried it was going to go bad. They put it on sale.
They marked it down.
And it wasn't at Kroger, my favorite place to get discount bourbon.
Yeah, normally that's solid. Yeah, they don't believe bourbon over a year old is good. Standing by.
Still can't hear you.
It's okay. I still have whiskey to drink, Lance.
Ed's asking if I bought it. Yes, I absolutely bought it, even though it would get me in trouble with the wife. But since she likes Booker's, she was really happy and made me open it right when I got it home.
The bigger problem was you were texting me all day like, hey, I'll let you know if I find something. And then like I find out about it on our Instagram page. Thanks.
Well, you hadn't ever bought a Booker's until now. So I didn't think you'd be interested.
But I already had a Booker's.
No, not yet. I bought the old Booker's before you bought this Booker's.
Oh, okay. Now the timeline of events is a bit
Steel
fuzzy.
trap.
Yeah. I drank since then.
Yep. But I did get your Blue Run 14 in today.
You didn't open it, right? Oh, I get, yeah.
I mean, I had to compare.
Lance just did a Did you watch Lance's review on the Blue Run?
Yes, I did. Now I need to find a 1792 full proof so we can do the same thing. Blind them off.
I have a 1792 full proof.
Oh, you do? Okay, there we go. Maybe we send everything to Ed to go with us.
There we go. As long as you're sending your Blue Run 14, I'm not.
I'll send mine to Ed. You send yours to Brian.
Yeah. No, I mean, the other news, I still got to go pick up an old Carter. So I have a new old Carter coming in.
Yeah. Batch 10, right?
Batch 10. Yeah. I'm super stoked for that.
Oh. Well, can't really go on to the next one without Lance.
I mean, I'm still working on this. I guess he did pretty well. We got to give it to him.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right,
he
what about now?
Hey, yes, we can hear you.
Oh, we got you. You're back.
Sorry about that. Damn it. I tripped one chord and I couldn't figure it out. Sorry about that, guys. All right.
You're good. Now
Moving
just
on to
imagine doing that with a classroom of 30 high schoolers and your principal walks in. I've had that happen.
Yeah, I could not figure out what in the world was wrong. It's one little chord came out. Oh, man. Are you guys on to 2?
I can get mine out.
We were waiting on you.
All right, I'm good. I just poured 2.
Okay.
2 smells amazing.
Yeah, that's a bump right there.
So 2 is one of those that we knew nothing about and we found, and it's easily become one of our favorites.
Yeah, this smells fantastic. There's on the nose, it's like at first I'm like, it smells like a little bit of that that wild turkey funk, a little bit of cherries or vanilla. There's definitely some like peanut notes under there.
Oh yeah. A little bit of vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of vanilla on the nose.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's nice.
This one's got a really nice mouthfeel. It's definitely one that coats.
Yeah, it's real.
Coats
it's
the mouth
real
entirely.
creamy.
Mm-hmm. That's Gwen. Come on.
I don't know if I've ever. The finish is like almost like a jalapeno pepper or something too. It's got a nice long spicy finish.
Yeah, this is one of those that you can definitely tell the palate to the finish. There's a big transition and it's all spice. And it's very good.
Yeah, it's like just like a jalapeno pepper. It's fantastic. I don't have a clue what it is. That spice is like throwing me off as far as what the proof would be too.
Gotta look. All right.
Okay.
Uncle Buck said it's my Cardinals hat sabotaging the stream.
That'll be like 5 minutes till it closes. That's what we Cardinals do is just blow it at the end.
If you like sweeter bourbons without a spice, this is not the one for you.
No, that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
it's like it dances all over your tongue and just keeps doing it. And it's like,
Yep.
So I can try to help you out a little bit with not too much information. So this used to be, as of December, distillery only. And then just recently here in about March, they've started releasing them at stores now in Louisville.
But you said you guys didn't know about this one?
Nope.
Yeah, actually, what was it? It was Breaking Bourbon's review of it last year. Really turned us onto it because Breaking Bourbon gives everything like 3 or 3.5 barrels and never really goes out there. And then they gave this like 4.5 barrels, and we were like, if they gave it that much, like it's got to be really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I love it. What's weird is I'm trying to figure out what the proof is, and the spice on the back end that keeps going is making me question what the proof is. Like at first I think it's 115, and then it like that spice keeps going. I'm like, well, maybe the proof's higher than it is.
Yeah, it's one that the finish just keeps going. Like it just never stops.
Yeah, it's really good. And that's like my favorite thing. Ben said got to be Old Tub. I will put my house on this is not Old Tub.
100% correct.
Yeah.
No, it's got a nice berry notes there. A little bit of there's vanilla, a little bit of peanut flavors. I'm going to guess proof at 115. That's going to be my final answer on proof.
Pretty close.
I'm going to go with my original thought as soon as I had it. Too often on these, I like change my proof and I always change it wrong. So I got to go with what I first think on the proof.
You changed it. You changed it in the right direction last time, right? So you said 110 and came back to 100. So.
Gosh, again, I don't. I mean, is this this is a high rye?
I think so. I don't know if they disclosed their mash bill that I've seen.
I mean, judging by the finish, that would be my guess.
Yeah,
but
that's why I was saying that. Yeah, again, I don't even know that I don't think I've ever had this, whatever it is, but so it's something I can get now?
Yes. When you guys come down to Kentucky for your Patreon thing, like if you go to the distillery, they'll have it.
They'll have it.
You may have had this, Lance. I thought I saw a post recently where you might have had this, but I could be misremembering.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not as florally as like a Four Roses barrel strength, but those are the kind of the high ride, the finish that you get.
Yeah, I don't have a guess on this one, guys.
So this one is the Luxuro double barrel 12-year.
Oh, I did have this. I did. Damn, that's good. Yeah, I only had like a very small pour of it. So what's the proof on that? Is it 112 or
118.4?
118. Okay.
And this is the last year's. This is 2020's, right? So yeah, different depending on the barrels, I assume.
Yeah, that's really good, man. That's good stuff. What's that bottle run? Like 180 or something?
I think it's 180 at the distillery, but if you go to Kroger, they mark it down on sale to 150 every other weekend.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That I would think proof would throw a lot of people off on that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then just like it's just such a good flavor profile and the finish is amazing. And having the Luxuro name on there, not a lot of people think that to try it. And so it just sits on the shelf around here. And so it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it's really good. I love that like jalapeno finish on it, man. It's fantastic. That's a good bottle.
It's really a juxtaposition. You get these sweet vanilla, cherry. You're picking up some berry notes on the nose.
Yep.
And then you get into the palate and the finish, and it just goes spice.
Yep. Well, I mean, to be honest, if I'm perfectly honest, when I first tasted it, I thought that it was just a like a higher proof Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah, you definitely I get some of that cherry note on the nose for sure.
Yeah. On the nose, I was smelling like that funky cherry note I sometimes get on Wild Turkey. So that's what I first thought until you guys started giving me clues. I was like, well, I'm way off on this.
Maybe that's a good description of it though. It's a Wild Turkey Buffalo Trace mashup that gives you a little bit of all of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's fantastic. I like it. I told you I was gonna look stupid, guys. I told you.
Well, I mean, say that thus far. I mean, you're really close on proof. Three points off. So
yeah. And you're picking out all the great tasting notes. So you're giving everybody what they want. Like, okay, I like jalapeno. I need to go find this thing.
Yeah. Like if you don't like spice on it, it didn't fight me as far as like hug goes, but like almost like if you drink a carbonated beverage and you have like tingliness all over your tongue, man, that just goes forever with that bourbon. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. This was I think my number 3 bourbon of last year. So it hung in there with, Old Carter, Stag were my 1 and 2.
The Luxuro was?
3rd. Yep.
Oh,
Luxuro
nice.
came in 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a Rebel pick and a Rebel barrel proof and a Ezra barrel proof pick with A1, and they're both fantastic. I mean,
yeah,
really.
liquor barn around here has been doing those, and they're like $30-$40. Like, you just can't beat the price, and it's an amazing pick.
Yeah. But like Heaven Hill is doing their contract distilling right now, right? Right at this minute, but I know they were bought by MGP. But
yeah, actually, that's what made it start distributing to Kroger and Total Wine. Is when MGP bought them, suddenly the 12-year wasn't only distillery. That's when it started going other places.
Okay. See, I didn't know. I wouldn't have even thought of Luxuro when you said that, because I thought that was a only distillery product. I didn't know that was being produced to like Kroger and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah. So we gave Brian a hard time. So when we all got together around Christmas, Brian passed on this bottle, and then it became one of our favorites. And so when MGP bought him, we told him this big long lie that like they quit the 12-year. Like MGP said, no, it's not around. And he was just like, please go check. And we already had a bottle sitting for him, and we gave it to him just recently for his second kid's birth, and he was just so happy.
Yeah, that's out of his price range, right?
Oh yeah.
I have a daughter that's just starting college and one that's turning 16. So I'm saving my money for other things. But just wrote our first check for tuition.
Oh man,
that's gotta hurt.
Man, what's that? What's that, Chuck?
I said hopefully you got a stimulus check to help with it. And I just want to clarify for Ed, even though MGP has bought Luxco now, we bought that when it was not owned by MGP. So in my opinion, it was not an MGP product.
All right. So going on to 3 here.
So 3 is one of my favorite noses that we've had this year. It's just so
fantastic. Good. There's a lot of fruit in the nose on 3.
But it's a dark fruit. It's a
yeah.
It's like a fig or a date.
Fermented. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, I could smell this all day. Lots of like candy sweetness.
It surprised me a bit with the lack of mouthfeel. It's a little like on the palate, a little watery. Like initially, it just hits your kind of cleans your palate, and then the flavors start after that.
Yep, and then a nice peppery finish, which is always great on this one.
Yeah, this is really good. I think I like the nose a little bit better than the palate, but the palate's still really good.
I definitely agree with you, Lance. It's the nose, you can just sit here and smell it, but the palate kind of, like I said, it just like takes a break. It kind of cleans you out, but then the finish is like a slow, gradual climb almost. It's there. It's lingering. It's not as powerful as the Lux 12, but
yeah, it reminds me of the.
Definitely feels a little. I don't know if it is. It feels a little thinner than the last one we had. The last one we had too had that constant lingering spice that I loved. So that's making me feel like this is like close in proof, but a little bit lower. But I'm not sure.
I'd say it reminds me of the I forget what it's called, the juicy fruit, or maybe whatever gum that the zebra stripe is on.
Can totally see that.
Yeah, you get a whole bunch of fruit flavor and everything like that, all this great stuff, and then it just goes empty, and you're just left with an awesome tattoo.
Yeah, but it's empty on the palate. But it's like that finish is lasting. Like I said, it's not as spice forward as the Luxco, but it's gives you more of those dark fruit flavors as you continue to, in like a lighter pepper finish. Mm-hmm.
This isn't a Bardstown, is it?
Nope. But that is a really good guess.
Yeah, Power of Bourbon loves our Bardstown. But...
Is that one Ed told me to guess? I forget now.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not.
He gives me a hard time because I buy MGP barrel and Dickel,
I mean, to be fair, you buy MGP and Dickel, and every Bardstown is either MGP something finished in or Dickel and something finished in.
That's not true. Right. That's not true. They do some Kentucky only releases. Some of the Discovery series are all Kentucky.
True.
This is tasting a little hotter now, but so the reason I asked if it was Bardstown is because I was getting so much fruit out of it, and I'll get that a lot with Dickel. But it doesn't have any of that like minerality or anything like that. So I wondered, I was like, is this Bardstown like with some Dickel in it because of the amount of fruit notes I'm getting?
I see where your head's at there. That's a good guess.
But it's really good. I love it. I'm going to go same proof as I did on the last one. It does it, but it's not near as spicy. I'm going to say 115 on the proof. Yeah, that would have been my guess was Bardstown. I haven't had Discovery 5, so that would have been like my guess just because I haven't had it, but I don't know. I really like it, whatever it is. Really good bourbon.
Yeah, and we just released our Discovery 5 video, right, TJ, this week.
Oh, did you?
So, Yep. So
I'll go check it out.
But what do you think? It's a little Dickel forward, so you would have picked up a bit more Tennessee if this was Discovery 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you get a bottle, just know the cork is going to disappoint.
They changed the cork?
They did.
Changed the cork.
It's synthetic and it's not weighted anymore. So like we talked about, like if you're grabbing your bottles to throw the cork as a home defense, this one's not the one.
So
that was the best thing about that bottle was awesome.
So the Luxco holds, like, this cork holds the title for the best cork, I think.
Best cork now, better than the Wild Turkey 17-year bottled in bond. That's a good cork too.
We haven't had that one.
That cork in my hand.
Oh, you guys, you haven't?
No.
Chuck, you'll have to come over. I got a little bit left. I'm just nursing it.
Heck yeah!
All right.
Look at my list. Tell me what you want from my cabinet. We'll trade.
All right. So what's this one?
I don't know if you've had this one. I had to stand outside. So this is the Old Forester 117 series.
Really?
Yes. So this is the High Angel share, which Jackie Zycan got to do her own pick for. So, and then they're getting ready to release batch 2 coming up here, I think in September. So I will be camping outside the distillery again.
Well, now that I know that that's Old Forester, it does taste a little like Old Forester, but it's kind of off profile. It's not like, it doesn't taste like a lot of their stuff. Like I wouldn't guess that's Old Forester, obviously blind. Like a lot of times I'm pretty good at picking up Old Forester because the banana notes really stand out to me. And this isn't like crazy on that. This is really interesting for Old Forester.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sending that, guys. A great sample.
No problem. Yeah. Yeah. And so this one was the High Angel share. So she grabbed a whole bunch of barrels that had lots of evaporation. And so they couldn't be used to make a normal blend. And then apparently batch 2 that's going to come out later is going to be all from, I think, Warehouse K is what they said. It's the same warehouse that all the King of Kentuckys come from. So people are getting pretty excited about that. Okay,
nice. So what's the proof on that? Because the proof isn't 117 like a lot of people think.
No. 110.
Oh, damn. I had 110 written down, and then I went back and I said 115.
Stick with your gut, Lance.
I just said that, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Ed was asking if that's the one we shared with him, and it was. That was the...
Oh, did Ed got a sample of that?
Yep.
What did Ed think about it?
He liked it. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's definitely off profile for Old Forester. It's, I mean, once you know it's Old Forester, you're like, okay, I get a little bit of that in the palate and the finish, but it's definitely different.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that to be Old Forester, but I liked it.
Yeah,
but I think I've heard about people talk about the finish on 117 being super long, and I think the Luxuro finish kills that.
Oh yeah,
100% agree. Yep. Mm-hmm. But I could see where if you were looking for something more subtle, it's lasting, but it's not as powerful.
Well, and if you compare it to the other Old Forester stuff, so like 1920 or 1910, which is what most people also get, it's got a longer finish than those two.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people will like that more than the Old Forester barrel strength stuff.
Yes, yeah,
the single barrel strength stuff.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as hot as those guys.
Yeah. What's the age on the 117? Do you guys know?
I think they're non-age stated.
Okay.
Yeah, Jackie might have talked about it, but
the single barrel strength stuff's like around 6 years, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that's 6 years in the heat cycling, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's drinks more than that, I guess.
Oh, 4 is interesting. Four, like I just got very floral right away.
Yeah.
And some nuttiness, some chocolate.
Mm. Yeah. Get a little bit of grapes.
Yep. Dustiness. There's some dustiness on there. Cherries.
I feel like since Brian's not here, you need to be master of color. So it's like, yeah, that's a deep, like that's a dark, rich red color. Caramel.
Yeah. Now people know what to tune in to see Brian do. Tell us the color.
Oh man, these are really good. That's like chocolate covered cherries or something.
Mm-hmm.
Some dustiness on there.
That's my kind of chocolate covered cherries. Anybody can buy this for Valentine's Day. I'll appreciate it.
So right off the rip, if I'm not trying to second guess myself, just smelling, tasting it, I would guess Makers, but I don't know.
That's a good guess.
See where you're going with the fruit forward notes. Maybe digest the palate a little bit more here, and maybe a few more times. It might reveal itself.
Little drying on the finish. Definitely a little spicy on the front of my tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then there's lots of pepper, a little bit spice, some baking spices kind of on the side of the mouth on that finish. It's just delightful.
It's really good. It all sits on the front of my tongue. Super spicy. Proof on this, it's got to be close to 130. I'm going to say, I don't know, we'll go 126 on the proof on this. It's not Stag Junior, is it?
No.
Nope.
I'm getting so much cherry on this. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is one
my stag earlier this week.
I would say this is one I can pretty confidently, like 99% say that you haven't had, and
for sure not.
Most people have not had unless you live around Louisville.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's really good.
I don't live around Louisville, and I own a bottle, TJ.
That's because I go shopping for you once a week.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
What is it? We talked about this the other day. So Chuck has spent the most money at Benny's and then Altman's House of Liquor.
Yeah, I keep a pretty detailed inventory list of where I buy and when, and it's like Benny's and then TJ. Hey, you got to make sure you spend enough money at the retailers so you get on their special release list.
Yeah,
that's how you get the call for stag.
Yeah,
stag.
Yeah. So since Chuck hasn't told the story, so we were sitting when we all hung out. I think it was November, December for my birthday, Brian's
Early
birthday.
December,
we were waiting in line at Old Foe because they were releasing President's Choice that day.
Well,
and
we
as
didn't know
we
that.
were,
it was potentially, it could have been birthday bourbon, or it could have been
So
they just reopened their gift shop after being closed for COVID.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so we're sitting there in line, just like slowly getting closer and closer and closer. And Chuck just gets a phone call, and he, of course, he doesn't know the number, so he hits ignore because you get all those telemarketer calls and everything like that. And he listens to the voicemail, and it's Benny's like, "Hey, congratulations, you're selected. Call us back and get to know what you want." And so he calls them back, and they're like, "Yeah, so we just sold out of Pappy 23 and Pappy 20, but anything else you want."
But they didn't have Willem Blue Weller. Yeah,
right. And so
those
he's
three.
Like,
they had everything else in the BTAC collection. Yeah.
So we're sitting in there. He's just, and I think 5 minutes before, he's like, "Oh, I never get a phone call." And he's like, "I'll take a stag. Thank you very much. I'll be there Monday to pick it up."
Yeah, this is really good. So I'll guess 126 on the proof.
Okay.
Man, I got floral on the nose, a lot of dustiness, and then some nuttiness, chocolate cherries on the palate. It all sits right on the front of my tongue, though. It's really good. I haven't guessed MGP like Ed said, so maybe I'll just say MGP.
Ooh.
Maybe one of the other choices that Ed said.
Oh, what else did he say? Shoot, I don't remember.
Well, and that's a bit deceiving here. Yeah.
Yeah. This has got the Tennessee component in it.
Oh, is this barrel?
This is this is Bardstown Bourbon Company, but it is the single barrel distillery only release of the Pavitt, the Pfeiffer Pavitt XO. So it's been finished for 45 months in the barrels, opposed to the normal 18.
18.
Oh man, this is really good.
Yeah.
So they take the 10-year-old Dickel when normally the Pfeiffer Pavitt, which they've done 2 releases now, is aged in the Cabernet barrels for 18 months. Mm-hmm. This one they left in there for another however many months, and so it's 45 total. So basically 4 more years inside that Cabernet barrel. before bottling.
Yeah.
It. So basically a 14-year-old bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a little of that Tennessee note in palate, but it's hidden like your tasting notes are spot on as far as like cherry, chocolate. Coming
Yeah,
from
that's why.
Cabernet
That's
finish.
yeah, that's clearly why I'm tasting that. Yeah, because it's I mean, now that you say, like, I've had Pfeiffer before, the regular, and it was good, but I picked up the Dickel in it. I can't pick up Dickel in this at all. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I really thought it was like a Maker's. I haven't had the like FAE01 and
you haven't had an FAE01 yet?
No,
man.
Get you some
get
of
that
that
on the list. Yeah.
So I thought with all that like cherry and chocolate and higher proof, what's the proof on it?
It is 116.27.
Okay.
Which is pretty high for Bardstown finishing series. A lot of times their collaborations are coming in lower proof.
Yeah, I mean it tastes a little hotter to me.
Yeah. So Bardstown started these single barrel releases. So they did this Pfeiffer was their very first one. They did a couple others. Right now they've got Fusion Series Double Oaked on your pour your own bottle tour. So supposedly coming up soon is a Discovery Series Double Oaked, which of course Chuck is going to have me run down and buy that.
Yeah, that one I really love. It dries out my palate a little too much, but like that would be one I'd have to finish the night with, I think. Especially if it's finished. But man, that's a banger of a bourbon. That's good. I love that. That's good stuff. I can't believe that may be the first George Dickel product I've really liked.
Oh man, we'll make you a convert. I'll make you a convert. I've got a 15-year barrel from, it was a Bourbon Pursuit pick. So they did it was Pursuit release number 32. That is awesome. But if you don't like the Dickel note, it might not be your favorite.
It's a weird thing for me. So like a lot of people describe it as like the classic vitamins, the Flintstone vitamins. If I think of it as Fruity Pebbles and not Flintstone vitamins, it helps. But that's my inner fat kid talking.
Maybe it's because I never had Flintstone vitamins growing up. I don't know.
I almost OD'd on them. So you'd think I'd like Dickel, but I got into the cabinet when I was little and downed a whole bottle. Again, that's my inner fat kid, man. Ed said, Ed, bring that FAE01 to the Patreon event. That'd be awesome.
I wonder who found that FAE01 for him. I remember somebody.
Did you guys find it? Yeah. What's up, David? Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, David. You're working while we're working.
Yeah, right. Ben likes the FAE.
I'm excited. So a good thing about living in Kentucky is I'm part of the Whiskey Drop with Maker's Mark. So they just mail it to my house. So in September, they're going to mail me FAE01 and FAE02.
Oh, nice.
I don't have to worry about it.
Well, TJ, when we do our Patreon thing, if you want to stop by our place, you should, man, if you're not busy.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. We should have a pretty awesome bottle share going on. So.
Yeah, I got a couple. What is it? My wife just won Total Wine and got a the Old Forester 150 batch 3. So
nice. It's a good bottle.
It is. It's very delicious.
I was recently in a store and this guy walked up to me. He actually recognized me and he's like, "Hey, you do whiskey reviews?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, we started talking about different whiskeys and he said something about Old Forester. It's like, "Yeah, I got 3 of the 150th anniversaries." And I was like, "Yeah, I've got the batch 3, which I really love." I was like, "Which is your favorite?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't drink. I just collect them."
Oh, gosh.
You asshole.
Oh, that kills me.
Yeah, if you've watched any of my channel, you should know. Like,
yeah,
I was still nice to him. He's probably if he's watching, I should just be quiet.
So, well, I will say that the only thing that is unopened in my house is a backup bottle. Otherwise, it gets opened dang near immediately.
Yeah, that's how I am. I don't have that kind of willpower not to open these things and try them.
That's what they're meant to be drank, especially
Yeah.
particularly shared with friends. So cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much. What a great flight, man. You made me look stupid. I think the only thing I got right was proof on some. But those were all great, man. Those were fantastic pours.
I was a little worried, I was like, man, he's gonna get all these. He's had them before. So I'm glad we stumped you.
Yeah, no, doing them blind's hard. I think I do like the whiskey tornado versus the people, where they'll send in 4 samples and I'll taste them blind. And I think the last one I nailed MGP off the nose, and I was like, I'm getting pretty good at this. And then you guys send me a sample and I stopped.
Well, I'm glad to bring you back to earth, humble you.
Yeah, you brought me back to earth.
Still got work to do, Lance.
Yeah. So Ed just said he's saving the Sam 15 for your guys' Patreon meetup. That's what we've got coming out Thursday for our video. So Chuck got a bottle of Sam 15. So.
Oh, nice. I wanted to go back to Ben's comment. He said Blue Note 17. I hear that. I mean, that's fantastic. I've got an uncle that lives in Memphis, and I have him scouring the place for me.
Yeah, Chuck, how'd that Blue Note 17 turn out?
I hesitated.
Yeah, oh no!
I had it in my cart on Sealbox, and I didn't hit buy fast enough.
Yeah, you'll never see it on there again. Not after Fred Minnick raved about it. And
nope.
I think Mash and Drum just did a review on it and went crazy over it.
Yeah. Everyone's going crazy over it. So.
Yeah.
I guess we all have those stories, the ones we missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember 3 years ago when I started getting into bourbon, I remember literally looking at a Booker's Rye. And not buying it, because I was like, yeah, just go on. And then I was like, golly.
Yeah, my story is so I walked in. So Liquor Barn pre-COVID had they'd email out and be like, okay, these are the bottles we're releasing. So naturally, I just go get there about 6 a.m., wait till 9, go in, hopefully get something. I was holding a Elmer T. Lee, and I decided, I'll just go get this E.H. Taylor single barrel instead. Terrible decision.
Yeah. I did the same on gosh dang it. I can't remember what the name of the bottle is. I'll think of it here in a minute. But I had it in my hand. I'm like, this bottle looks stupid. It's probably cheap, and I left it on the shelves.
Oh no.
Ed said, all right, keep saving all those bottles for Patreon weekend, Ed.
Yeah. That's a good reason to have an open bottle, though. If you're saving it for an occasion with friends, that's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll try. I got the CYPB. I was like, I don't even want to know what that's going for secondary. I got to open this thing before I know what it's going for secondary. So I'm not even tempted.
The only one I'd probably ever be tempted. Well, I guess I ended up getting rid of my M10, but I tasted TJ's first before I got rid of mine. But
nice.
Yeah, would be a Pappy 23. Like if I got a Pappy 23, I'd probably go taste it somewhere first, and then be like, okay, maybe I'll sell this to somebody that's willing to pay stupid price.
I would say if I ever get a Pappy 23, I am instantly going to Justin's House of Bourbon and saying, here you go, and going to buy a bottle or a pour at a bar.
Yeah, the thing with CYPB is I knew I could probably trade that for a George T. Stagg, which seems absolutely insane that bottle's going for the same on secondary as George T. Stagg. But the manager that sold it to me, I promised him a sample. So I was like, I'm going to make sure I bring you a sample so that I opened it and didn't flip it and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, so this will make you surprised. So here in Louisville, I just saw the other day a Russell's Reserve 13 traded 1-for-1 with a Stag.
Crazy. I've heard such mixed reviews on that bottle.
So we were lucky when we filmed a couple videos, Chuck and I, up at my parents' or my in-laws' lake house. Our neighbors own a restaurant in Carmel, Indiana.
Okay.
So it's a really good.
Check it out.
Yeah, Anthony's Chop House. It's a really great steakhouse, and he's really into bourbon, so he's got a big bourbon lineup and everything like that. So he got 2 Russell's 13s, one for the restaurant, one for him, and he let us try it, and it's good. It's really, really good. But I would say that some of the single barrel Russells are just as good, if not better.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. It seems to be kind of the consensus. I've also seen some rumblings about some people getting maybe a really bad bottling of it. So I don't know. It's because it just seems so polarizing. Like some people they're just hating their bottle, and other people are loving it. So it's really weird.
Yeah, and I've only known one store to drop it in the Louisville area and even Kentucky, and they only had 3 cases. So it really hasn't hit our area yet, which is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
what do you got there, Chuck?
Oh, sorry, I was going to quickly say that Mash and Drum, watched his blind flight on barrel proofs, and so he rated the Russell 13 more favorable than we would have. Of course, we didn't have a chance to blind it, but his review made me want to taste it again. You know, you never go off of your sole first impression, so it'd be good to get a bottle and taste it again. But I saw Mike comment on Milam or Magnus triple cask. This Milam and Green Castle Hill series, if anybody has a chance to get one of these, this is fantastic. So this is definitely in my running of best of 2021.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out.
So 13-year, well, of course, Tennessee sourced.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, one of the talking about how Jason rated it higher than you guys probably would have. That's one of the things like in the bourbon community that most people know, like palates are just different.
Yeah.
And the amount of like hate you get for not liking something that someone liked or liking someone that something didn't like, it's like it's almost like they made it and you insulted their mother. It's like, what why are you so tied to this product? It's okay if I don't like it and you like it. It's like, it fascinates me how passionate people are about taste and how it's like literally like you insulted their child.
Yeah. Well, and that's the reason to subscribe to multiple channels and watch multiple people review the bottle, because we all taste different things. And so naturally you're going to find a channel that like you agree more with, but it's good to get everybody's opinion.
Yep.
And that's what's great about Power of Bourbon, because I disagree with TJ regularly because his palate is just like off. And then Brian's just out there in left field. So it's like you get all of it.
Well, I just had
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. And I'm sure like people can identify with each of your palettes, which is what's so great about having multiple people on your channel. But I just got the Old Fitz, the 2021 8-year that Fred Minnick's head almost popped off when he had that bottle. And I'll have the review coming out. I've already shot it. I just haven't edited it, so it'll come out next week. But it was all right. It wasn't like I tasted it. I was like, man, I don't get it. I don't know why he's so over the moon about it, but he is. He's not wrong. I'm not wrong. He loves it, and I think it's okay.
Have you had the 16? The Old Fitz 16?
I've had the 9 and the 14. I like the 14 more than the 9. I had them blind, so I didn't know what I was drinking. But I like the 14 better.
So that's what I bring over for our sharing the Wild Turkey 17-year bottle bond. I'll bring over my Old Fitz 16, and we can compare those two side by side.
Oh, nice.
Old Fitz 16 is really good.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we blinded that. What was it, Chuck? We did my Pappy 15, my Old Fitz 15, and your Old Fitz 16, and the 15 Old Fitz and the 16 Old Fitz beat out the Pappy. It wasn't close.
Yeah, really? Right. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, the Wild Turkey 17-year is such a unique bourbon. It's like one of the most unique bourbons I've had. You definitely have to put like your hat on to prepare for like char and medicinal cherry notes, because I think just because it's sat in those barrels so long that it gets medicinal. And some people that really throws off and they don't like that bourbon. I think it's fantastic, but some people just do not like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was wondering. So I think it was actually Eddie Russell, TJ, correct me here, that like a group of master distillers that was saying like the optimum age was maybe 8 to 12 years. And some of my
8
was
to
it younger
15.
than that? 8 to
Yeah.
did go all the way to 15?
Yeah, I think 15 was the max, is what they said.
Okay, and I was kind of pushing back because I'm like, most of my favorite. It's like more. I mean, we don't get a lot of bourbons above 15 years of age, so like above that, my experience is pretty limited. But I'd say like my favorites are 12 to 15. Obviously, you can have a lot of great bourbons younger than that, but it probably varies depending on the distillery too. And so it's their experience.
Yeah.
So if it's Wild Turkey, it's like their optimum might be less than that,
Right.
based on their barrel char, their workhouses, where they're aging, obviously the distillate that they're putting in, the mash bill. So it's very much that their opinion could be based on their experience, which isn't wrong. It's just very unique to their set of experiences or their circumstances.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what you think about the 17-year Wild Turkey, Chuck. It's definitely unique. Like you once you have it, you'll pick it up in a blind anytime. It's that unique. You won't miss it in a blind.
I've really become a Wild Turkey fan. I mean, well, we
me too.
rated Rare Breed really well, of course, just as you're kind of an everyday for $40. It's hard to beat. And then the Russell's Reserve picked up a single bourbon pursuit, phenomenal. Yeah, it's Wild Turkey 101 for the price. It's hard to beat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Narav's saying makers CYPM and blind, Lance. I'm headed down to get that Friday, Narav. So we will put that in some blinds.
So for your Patreon meetup, I'll bring a makers that they released only on the the whiskey drop that they do, and it is probably the best makers ever. It's called Melted Mocha. So it had the French mocha stave that they got rid of against the new stave because they were trying to like show the difference and show that the new stave is better. And that French mocha one is just probably the best makers I've ever had.
It's really good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things we're doing, TJ, at the meetup is we are all bringing Russell's Reserve picks from different warehouses.
Okay.
So we're going to do a blind and see what our favorite try to see what our favorite warehouse pick is.
Let's see. I've got one back here somewhere. We got to find it. I moved everything around, of course.
Nicholas asked if we've had 2021 Dickel 13-year bottle and bond. I haven't had the 2021. I had the 2020. I heard the 2021 didn't have quite as many of those minerality notes as the 2020. Have you had that,
2020
Chuck?
Bottled and Bond? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I have not had the 2021. No.
Mike Booth said, "I love Russell's 13. I'm going to bring it to Patreon meetup for anyone that wasn't lucky enough to get a bottle." Awesome, man.
Nice.
Because I don't think I'm going to be able to find that, and that bottle's going for stupid prices on secondary now.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, Mike asked about the triple cast Magnus. Is that the cigar blend, or that's different from the cigar blend?
I think he's talking different from the cigar blend. I think if he is, I've had that one, and it's pretty good.
Because the cigar blend was phenomenal. That's, again, I mean, it's finished bourbon, but delightful.
Ed said, "Get your Scotch palate ready, Chuck."
I think what I'm hearing.
Oh, for the 17-year, is that like? I mean, I've had Lagavulin 16, which will like smoke you out, man. It's like.
Yeah.
Geez.
So what I do on our at the end of the year, I'll take like my top 5 highest rated bourbons, and I send samples to our top 5 Patreon members, and so they're blind, and so we taste them blind and they rate them, and then whatever we pick collectively as our favorite bourbon is our bourbon of the year. So last year Bardstown Discovery 3 was our bourbon of the year.
Interesting.
But Wild Turkey 17-year was in the mix. It didn't fare so well just because Ed gave it like 1s on everything. Ed shit all over
it. But
then we did give it to him a second time, and he started coming around and started liking it a little better. But yeah, he really hurt 17-year in the blind.
I'm intrigued now because I'm not a huge, especially heavily peated, smoky scotches from Islay, and then TJ and Brian, I guess Brian sent the Kings County, right? That was super charred, and I was just like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
Was that the
I don't
bottle
know
of
if
Bond,
you'll
TJ?
like
I
it,
can't remember.
but yeah, it's so charred that it is like a super medicinal cherry, almost like it almost turns into clove, like clove / medicinal cherry. So like I can pick that clove note up anywhere. It's like that clove gum they used to have back in the day. I think you can still get it in certain places, but it's strong. It's strong.
That was like Mom's Christmas ham always had cloves.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that would be nostalgic for me.
Yeah, you might. I don't know. We'll see. The like oiliness and viscosity of it for 100 proof is ridiculous. It's just so good.
That would have been one. Like, imagine it at barrel proof.
I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably would have been. Yep. Couldn't do it.
Well, and then this year they're coming out with the toasted barrel, which will be really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Wild Turkey can't do any wrong in my eyes. They're like Heaven Hill and Old Forester. It's like, they just can't do wrong. They're all so good.
Have you tried any of the Old Forester barrel strength rye yet?
I had. So when we went down for our barrel picks, they had a bottle. We were at Liquor Barn. Okay. So I bought a 2-ounce pour of it and blew me away. That's like my number one bottle I want right now.
So that one's really, really good. And if you can get it, absolutely. If you haven't found yet the New Riff 6-year-old malted rye,
I've got it.
Okay.
I have a review coming out next week. Now so everybody's freaking out about it. It wasn't that great for me. It was good.
Oh, really good.
It was good. It's one of the few things, like, I'm not a huge New Riff guy.
Yeah.
So I would love to try it in a blind. But New Riff has always had this weird bitter note on the end of some of the bottles I've had that I'm not crazy about. It throws me off.
Okay.
Now the malted rye didn't have that at all. The malted rye was really good. But for me, man, that Old Forester single barrel rye, just like, that was something special.
So, I got the alert, the bat signal that Total Wine had some bottles out, so I instantly ran over there because it's summer, and being a teacher, I've got free time, and I missed out by, I think, 5 minutes or something. But I was able to get the 6-year, and I was pleasantly surprised.
I'm gonna pour a glass right now.
So I'm with you. That's most of the New Riff, like their bottle and bond, their standard bourbons. Like, I'm take it or leave it. TJ was super high on it. They put it into we did for March Madness. We did a bottle and bond off. So we took a bunch of mostly easily findable bottled and bonds, and we set them up in a bracket head-to-head fashion. New Riff was in there, and it was like, it didn't do it for me. But this 6-year maltster was fantastic. If you've never had have you had their Balboa rye?
No, I haven't had that.
Incredibly unique.
Well, there you go.
It's like, or the winter whiskey. It's like chocolate. I think TJ just needs to send you another blind flight. I think that's what we just decided.
Yeah, I was like, what I heard for the Patreon meetup, I'm just going to bring all the New recipes. I've got every limited release of those. I've got a bunch of other stuff. Just truck in, 20 bottles.
You're welcome, TJ.
Oh no, you're coming too, sir.
I'll drink your whiskey anytime, because most of the time you drink mine. So.
Come on down, guys. I'll send you the address. We have a sick place.
Yeah, even Ed agrees with you on the Balboa, right?
Does he like it, or is it not that great?
Oh, I think the Balboa is one of the best ryes you can get.
Really?
It's amazing. Now, the reason Chuck likes that 6-year-old malted rye so much is because it doesn't taste anything like rye.
Right. It's exactly right. So when we were down there, one of the guys that was with us sitting next to me, he wasn't interested in having it. I was like, man, you got to taste this. I think it's like a bourbon drinker's rye. And he tasted it, and he actually liked it, and he hates rye.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And then I watched Fred Minnick review it, and he's like, you have to be a rye drinker to like this. And I was like, well, shit. It's so funny how everybody's palate's so different.
No,
But
I mean, I'm not a rye drinker. I mean, I have a few. I just prefer a bourbon over a rye generally. And I would agree that it doesn't taste as much like a rye. I mean, you get a little bit of it. It's the same thing with the Balboa. It's like, it's different. It's not the typical rye, wintergreen, herbal spice kind of.
This has a lot more caramel chocolate notes for sure. Not so much of that like citrusy, peppery rye that you normally get. Like Ed, if he drinks a rye, Ed will be like, that's pickle juice. Ah. And it doesn't have any of that.
Yeah, no.
It might for Ed, but...
See, yeah, it's most unique ryes ever had. Yeah, we actually did a rye off around December time frame, around the New Year.
Yeah, we did the E.H. Taylor rye, the Balboa rye. I think one
Rare
of
breed.
Rare breed rye, and then I think we did the Castle and Key rye. Restoration rye, and Balboa took it hands down.
Balboa took it. Now, from a traditional standpoint, I think we all would have chosen the rare breed rye. The Balboa, in total experience, kind of took the top.
Yeah, the rare breed rye is great. Yeah, this is really good. This malted rye is good. But if I had to personally pick, I would probably go at least the single barrel I had. It had a lot of like really citrusy lemon notes on it that I loved. That some people might not like as much as I did. Ed says Pinhook sucks. Yeah, so I was big on the Pinhook rye humor.
Okay.
Which was MGP. It was a 95.5 rye, and that was awesome. But a lot of the stuff Pinhook's coming out with is young and crafty and very grainy, and I don't like it. But the MGP stuff is good.
Well, so they switched. Go ahead, Chuck.
Oh no, I just said I 100% agree with Lance on the
Yeah. It's because they switched over to the Castle and Key distillate,
right?
So all that
you
stuff.
Can tell.
Yeah. So the big thing down here that people have been talking about is the fact that Castle and Key won't put the bourbon under their own name, and they keep giving it to the other people. So they're like, even they don't really believe in it yet. So because it's then Pinhook now gets from them. Penelope is there, and I think there's one other. So.
Yeah, I try to be really careful when I'm reviewing craft distilleries because I appreciate what they do, and you have to, you can't compare those distilleries to the bigger guys. Yeah. So when I review those, I don't even give them a score. I just say whether I think it's promising or not, and I leave it at that because I don't want to hurt them because I want them to to do good things. And you just have to go into craft distillery knowing this is going to taste grainy, it's going to be young, and if you can get over that, it's fine. I really can't. If I get that grainy note, man, I don't like it. I just can't. Yeah. Something in my brain locks onto it, and I can't get past it.
I mean, I'm 100% with you, Lance. But of course, I live at an age or proof point that's 10 years older and $88 plus. But I don't think that's unfair though. Like to hold them to a higher standard. It's because it's price point, and their price points are all higher.
That's true.
And so part of what they sell is experience. And it's like, if you go into one of those craft distilleries, sit down, have your flight, depending on where you are, sometimes they're serving that you can get food as well. So it's like, it's part of the experience. Yes. Is the bourbon maybe a step back in quality? Yes. Most of us would agree. But it's still, it's an experience. And then I think from my perspective, I agree with you. It's like, who's promising? And for me, I like what Woodinville's doing out of Washington. I don't get quite as much of that crafty note on their stuff, even though it's younger, especially some of the barrel proof stuff.
It's there a little, but not much.
I agree. Driftless Glen in Wisconsin. I have a personal connection there, so I'm a little biased. But so I've tasted some of their 6-year product. They have
their stuff's good.
They got a wheat whiskey coming, or wheated bourbon coming down the pipe that should be really good. They have a sherry finish that's also coming out soon.
Nice.
So they're Wilderness Trail. Well, is Wilderness Trail a craft distillery anymore?
No, I don't think so. one I would also throw in there is Starlight.
Yeah. Oh,
hands. That's probably like I tasted that TJ's Double Oaked is like a cinnamon roll. It's like
Yeah.
Talk about
Well,
unique
hold on.
flavor experiences, like just delightful. Like
I would say, Chuck,
I've never had those flavors on a especially a young bourbon.
Yeah.
Let alone any bourbon.
I would say, Chuck, if we're going to talk Starlight, what about that cigar blend, sir?
Oh my gosh.
It's good.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
yeah, I think you're right. I did a review on Blom Brothers Old Fangled Nodder finished in Madeira casks. Ed knows about this story, and Mike Blom liked the video, even though I didn't give it a good review. I was like, it tastes like an MGP barrel that wasn't great that they finished in Madeira to cover up stuff. Is kind of what I said. And normally I don't like, actually, I didn't give it a horrible review, but I think in the comments, someone asked me how Blom Brothers distillate was. And so in the comments, I responded, it's crafty. It's, I don't personally care for it. Well, he must have sent that to his Illinois sales rep, because his Illinois sales rep commented and was really butthurt with my comment. It was like, what the hell does crafty mean? And I was like, it means it's young. It's not good. It's grainy. And, and I normally don't try to be like that, but I'm like, look, your stuff just, to me, isn't that good. And you have distilleries like Starlight and Woodinville. You have some of these craft distilleries doing great things they're just better. I'm sorry. They just are. And I'm always going to be honest when people ask me my opinion. I'm not trying to be rude. I appreciate what you're doing, but I'm not going to say I like something if I don't.
Right.
So I think he was pretty pissed off at me, but whatever.
I would say for the Pinhook stuff, the vertical series, the Bourbon War. So I got a 5-year that was picked by Westport Whiskey and Wine down here in Louisville, and it is actually really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Ed sent samples of that double oaked, which is great. He sent that to us blind. I think when he sent it to us blind, I really liked it, even though I could taste a little bit of youthfulness. But when we were down there, I had their rye finished in rum, which is the best rum finished rye I've had. And then I also had their rye finished in, it was the same barrels as Glenmorangie Cake was finished in, Hungary wine.
Yeah, so
fantastic.
So that was your, I think, like July 3rd live stream you did, because as we were leaving town to go up to my in-laws is when they released that. And I looked at my wife and was like, should we stop by on the way up and pick those 2 bottles up? She's like, because like literally the week before, I think we brought like a case of wine and a case of whiskey from them. She's like, no, let's just keep going. And then you did your review and I was like, gosh darn it, we should have stopped by.
Yeah, Takoji. I think it's called, well, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how it's spelled.
Yeah,
but it's a Hungary wine, basically.
Sweet wine.
So good. Oh my God, so good. I'll send you guys samples. We'll get you samples if you haven't had it.
Sweet. I mean, to be honest, like if you want to say anybody is going to compete with Bardstown, because Bardstown is really good stuff. Fusion 5 is great. All their Discovery lineup's great, but their shining butter to me is all their Finish series stuff. Starlight is the only one really competing with them with all these unique Finish stuff that are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I can't imagine when their stuff's all like what 4 to 6 years old now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't imagine what they're going to be doing in a few years. And those 2 sons they're bright. I think the future is bright for that place.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited. So, well, guys, thank you so much for the sample. Thanks for coming on. We'll have to do this again. I'll have to send you guys blind samples and see how dumb I can make you guys look.
I'm sure very dumb.
It'll be equally easy.
But yeah, thanks for the samples. They were fantastic bourbons. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, we'll have to do this more often. I really enjoy spending time with you guys and having drinks with you guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Yeah.
If you haven't subscribed to Power of Bourbon, go do so. Great channel that's up and coming. You guys are closing in on 1,000, right?
So we're hoping to break 500 here in the next month. So
all right, we're gonna get you there.
Maybe 2 weeks. Could be
this week. That's awesome. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, thanks so much, man. We'll do this again for sure.
Sounds great.
All right.
It.
Cheers.
Thanks, Lance.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.